Hey, MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan, and we have a seven-figure earner here with me today, Jeff Simpson. Jeff, are you ready to do this?
I'm ready to rock and roll, Simon. Ready to rock and roll.
All right, so if you check out the MLM Nation page, just share this, Jeff. You should be able to see it right now.
All right, well, let me check
And
it
I'm
out
going to
right
do
now.
this as well.
Okay. MLM Nation.
We got a really awesome story, folks, of someone who I'm actually very curious, who made good money, left the profession, and then came back stronger and better than ever. So we're going to an amazing story from Jeff Simpson. You see him, you can follow him right now. I've tagged him as well. And let me share this onto my other page. And someone who made six figures before he was turned 20.
Yes, sir. Okay, I just shared it.
Okay. And I'm going to share it to one more page, and then we're good. Let's see who we have on here. Dean from Virginia. How's it going? Christina from California. Aaron, good to see you here. John Johnson from Baltimore. It's good to see you here. All right. So let me just close these windows, and we're ready to rock and roll. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Jeff, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan, and I'm fired up to bring our special guest today, Jeff Simpson. Jeff, are you ready to make it happen?
I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. Let's do it.
Jeff Simpson made six figures in MLM at the age of 20. But for whatever reason, he walked away from the profession, took a break from network marketing, and then earned six figures in corporate America, and then was also a successful insurance agent for over 17 years. Jeff recently came back to MLM and became a seven-figure earner in 2 years, just 2 years. In his current business, he has over 20,000 distributors, but a global business. Jeff is also happily married to his wife, Janella, for over 17 years. So, Jeff, I've given MLM Nation just a brief background, but please share about how did you come across network marketing? How old were you, and how did you make six figures by the time you turned 20?
Thanks, Simon. First of all, I want to give it back to you. I'm just delighted for you welcome me onto your show. Yes, definitely. It's a great story. I was introduced to network marketing by the age of 19 by actually a friend of my mom's, and we heard about an opportunity. Of course, didn't believe it at first, and went to a meeting, and then we got flat out excited, and then it was actually one of my first companies. So they always say, like, usually your first company is usually your best because you're most excited. You don't have no pretty much what it's called ignorance on fire, and that's what I was. I was ignorant on fire. Anyone that came on my path had to hear about my opportunity. And at the time, I was young, so no one really had a problem with, no one really kind of gave me any rejection. They see that I was young and ambitious, and everybody wanted to support what I wanted to do. And pretty much, here I look up, a year or two later, six figures. First at the age of 19, age 20 years old.
So what did you do? How did you become successful fast while most people struggle?
Well, the thing is, excitement was contagious. At the time, and everyone who I spoke to was actually, I just happened to find the like-minded people who also wanted the same thing, and we just created a real strong movement because everyone wanted the same thing, and then the success stories were building up pretty quickly. It was actually a company that just started, so I think that's kind of what gave us some leverage. It was a new company, and so all the success stories were building up so fast, we kind of leveraged that momentum, and it just catapulted us to six figures.
Now,
we rode the momentum.
Did you build mostly like a young team around your age, or you actually had people who are older as well?
Actually, that's a great question, Simon. Actually, no. Most people who I've always dealt with was always usually my parents' friends or something like that. Always baby boomer ages. For some reason, I've always done well with an older audience.
I guess you were more mature for your age. You couldn't.
Absolutely. I was. You picked that up on now. You picked up on that. I started work when I was 14. So I've always had what was called the gift of the gab because I was trained very young at an age, to do sales. So I've been doing sales since I was 14 at a young age. So my confidence when I comes out of my conversation, and I guess that's what helped me mature at a young age really fast.
Yeah, what was your first job? What you said you've been doing sales since 14?
My first job, I was actually a telemarketing representative, and of course, got proper training, and I happened to be the top rep of that company. And unfortunately, I couldn't work the late hours because I was still in high school. They say, look, Jeff, we value your work, but we got to let you go home because after 11:45, we're not legally allowed to keep you out at night. But of course, I didn't listen. I snuck in a couple of hours to get that extra training, and that gift of the gab just carried on with me throughout my life. I've always been a confident speaker, great in front of the room, and never had the jitters to speak in front of thousands of people.
Very, very cool. So you're the top rep at 14 years old, basically outperforming other people.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
What tips can you give people, especially people younger listening to this? Like, they always feel that, older people don't respect me because they want to get, build, maybe their friends are just, partying, drinking. They want to reach a more successful person, right? Who's someone who's more mature. What tips can you give them in terms of attracting? So someone who's 20 years old right now, he wants to attract someone who's 35 to pay attention to them. What tips could you share with them?
Well, definitely, you got to try to combine like minds. And how it worked for me was, these individuals, I would connect. It's most of us people I knew, so I always try to connect with their parents. I first, had my success in my first company because I didn't really do too much cold marketing or cold warm. It was all warm market. So it's pretty much I would just talk to all the friends of the people or parents that I knew. So it kind of like, it was kind of like where I didn't do no cold market at the time. It was all warm market. So pretty much, if you can talk to his friends' parents or someone that they know that they feel comfortable with, a lot of times they'll support you just because they see you trying to go the extra edge. So at that time, I didn't do any cold marketing. It was all warm market at the time.
Really good stuff. By the way, those on Facebook Live, if you like this, please give them thumbs up and hearts. Also, share this if you like these live interviews too. Please subscribe as well so you get notified. Now, so you were doing well, and then what happened? At 20, when did you walk away from it? Why did you decide to stop doing network marketing? Because obviously you're very good at it. What happened?
Great question, Simon. Great question. Life happened. I met my wife when I was 21, and we had a child. 2 years later. So I kind of wanted to get into the corporate America world. I wanted to get what was the security blanket, which was insurance, stuff like that. Have a stable job and stuff like that. So at the age of 21, I got my insurance license at that time, and I walked away from it because I saw myself having more responsibility. I wasn't only thinking about myself anymore because at the age of 20 and 19, I was all over the place. I mean, sometimes I don't even go home. But now I met my beautiful wife, and then of course we wanted to start a life together. So I needed something with a little bit more structure in my life. I needed something with a little more security, and that's when I turned to corporate America.
I see. You don't think that way anymore. Corporate America definitely doesn't give you security. But when you're 21,
it's a hard-earned lesson, learned lesson.
So what did you do in corporate America? What did you do?
Well, I was an insurance agent for 17 years, and I worked for an HMO. And what we did was we'll go out and find clients to enroll into the HMO plan. Commission-based job, mostly was commission-based. So it's kind of like the same thing when I was doing network marketing. I had to go out there and find my own contacts where I could get business from. My business mostly came from working with doctors. I built many relationships over the years with working with doctors. So it's kind of like the same thing. I did so well with both because they both had the same concept. You have to build relationships. And I built a lot of relationships working with a lot of doctors and physicians because I'm the type to ask a lot of questions. I saw what the top producers were doing. And when I first got started, I was knocking on doors to try to get business. And, one day, I went into the office and I see a lot of people turning in their numbers at the end of the month. And I'm looking at the board and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. These people are half my age. I know they don't have as much energy to go out there like I am running around knocking on doors. What are they doing to produce so much business? And then that's when my manager told me, he said, Jeff, these agents work with the doctors. They go right to the source. They have several doctors' offices that they work with. So instead of you going out there looking for the clients are right there in the physician's offices.
I got it. Cool. So what made you go back to network marketing? How long ago was this?
I went back to network marketing, I would say back in 2000. I went back in network marketing, I say about 2005. An opportunity came across to me, and didn't do so well at the time, because I still was still had my leg and my foot in the other insurance business. I really didn't want to let it go because I was still making six figures. Because once I learned the concept of building relationship with physicians, I never went back. So I kind of wasn't in need anymore for income. So, I took network marketing as a hobby back then when I kind of got back then. And then after that, I gave it a 7-year break. I didn't do anything for a while.
Okay, so you did 2005. You kind of dabbled. It was like a hobby. So
Right.
you came back to 2012. Why did you go back in 2012?
Well, I came back in 2012. I actually came back in 2013, should I say?
Okay.
Late at the end of 2013, 2014, because as everyone knows my story, we did have to unfortunately go through bankruptcy after dibbing and dabbing in the real estate market, and we got back on our feet back in 2012. But what happened was we got the home of our dreams, got back on our feet, got out of bankruptcy. Now we found ourselves, living from check to check. Because what happened was, we got the home of our dreams, and of course, we sacrificed our life savings, to happy wife, happy life. So had to do that. And so then we found ourselves working from check to check. Like, wait a minute, we're making decent money, but it's going right out the window on bills. I'm like, wait a minute, we need extra income. So we decided to get back into it because we needed just to make an extra income. And I'm going to be candid, Simon. We got back into it because we wanted to just make enough. If I could make enough income to satisfy the mortgage, I would still continue to work. And that was the plan.
So, and obviously your success is way beyond what you hit 7 figures in 2 years. What was what's the secret to that success? I know there's no secret, but why did you be able to achieve success so quickly?
Simon, the thing is, I worked this last deal like it was my first. People were excited, to hear the fact that I was back in the industry. But, the ironic thing about that is we did this with all new people. No one that I did business with in the past actually joined me in my new venture. What kind of did it, Simon, was I actually for the first time was able to tap into the international market, something I've never done before.
So, what tips can you share about growing internationally?
What tips? Okay, first of all, it's not easy because a lot of times, sometimes companies are not set up there or licensed there. So there's going to be a lot of things you're going to have to do on your behalf. It just so happened that I had made a lot of friends over the years that actually lived in, that knew people in these countries. So it's pretty much the relationships that I've known. They actually have contacts in these countries while living in the United States. So one person led to another, and then we open up international markets all over the world.
Got it. Oh, awesome. So I know you also do online marketing as well, right? Can you explain a little bit how does that play into how does that tie into your MLM business?
I do a little online marketing. I do some blogs. I have blog. I haven't blogged in a while, but I do some blogs. And I do a lot of online marketing, like videos and tips and so forth like that. I try to use some of the ones that are available now, like Periscope and stuff like that. And I usually just give like a lot of tips. And that's what I do to gain an audience. And that was kind of like, and I do a lot of YouTube. That's how I gain my audience by, doing, giving tips and using, in places like YouTube, Periscope. Sometimes like even Facebook Live now. So that's what I usually do because I kind of learned to gain an audience. You want to give some content and give something of value, not necessarily trying to even recruit them into your opportunity. When people see that you can provide value, it kind of attracts people to you, and that's kind of what happened with me over the years.
Really good stuff. So in terms of providing value, you're teaching people. What do you normally teach people on? What are some of your topics?
Oh, definitely. To basically mindset. It's mostly mindset. Not to quit. Definitely, overcoming rejection. Also, if you want to be, attract online, you got to become attractive online. Like setting up a decent business page, making sure your cover looks nice, making sure your profile picture kind of like sort of goes with your Facebook cover. So this way you can draw a picture of who you are. So I kind of teach a lot of branding.
Very good stuff. And MLM Nation, definitely check out. We'll put it on the show notes page. Definitely those on the Facebook Live, check out Jeff. He has definitely good cover photos, good profile photos. Definitely attractive, like you said. The small little things make a big difference. Now, That makes a big difference. Now, this is my favorite question. In your years in network marketing, what is your worst moment in network marketing where people would just give up, but somehow you kept in there?
Oh, definitely. I remember like yesterday. Many years ago, I had a friend of mine who had a big pastor who was in another state. And, I never spoke to this pastor personally myself. I trusted my business partner. So he said, look, Jeff, I got this gentleman. He's very influential, and he's going to have a lot of people come to this meeting. So he set something up where I had to actually fly out of town. I actually had to fly to another state. And, we got there to do this meeting. It was not one soul in the meeting. I spent my money. I spent my time. I spent my money on reservations, accommodations, getting a rental car to go to an empty room. And, I'm like, what's going on? It was just at that time I wanted to quit the industry right then and there.
So what did you do at that time? You said no one showed up. And what did you do?
Well, the thing was, I trusted so much. I trusted my business partner so much that everything was on the up and up. Because I always taught myself, I've always learned not to manage anyone in my organization. That was like one of the number one rules I've learned in MLM, never to manage your people because, they already have a boss. So I didn't want to, try to be their boss as well. So I trusted his judgment, and we got there, and I was like, what happened? So there was no one there. And I had a conversation with the gentleman who's supposed to put everything together. And, I asked one question. I said, how many people did you call? How many people did you call? So, I didn't call anyone. I was just doing advertisements on the radio. I did advertisement in the magazine. So right then and there, I said, you mean tell me you didn't pick up the phone and call anyone? Not one living soul. I mean, he said he spent so much money. He spent thousands of dollars on advertisements. He's giving me reports and, that he spent. He's showing me reports and everything money he kicked out. And I just asked one question. How many people did you call personally? He said, I didn't call anyone. Simon, I wanted to have a heart attack. I'm like...
Oh, did you want to beat him punch him in the face?
I think that's a better way to put it. Politically incorrect, yes.
Yeah, so the lesson is always call. Okay, there's no magical video that makes people show up for meetings. Call. Pick up the phone and call people. There's a question from someone asked, how do you overcome rejection? So obviously you've been rejected many, many times, but you've been doing sales since 14. You have to give it the gap. How do you overcome that?
Well, Simon, the thing is, it goes all back to training your mindset. See, once you train your mind, you'll be prepared for that stuff. Because no means not now. My most successful business partners were always people who said no in the beginning. Because you have personality types of people, especially like the analyticals, or they call them the sharks, should I say, or maybe the yellows. They never say yes in the beginning. So you have to kind of like, this is where personal development comes in. You have to kind of like personally develop yourself while taking on these type of endeavors. And why people tend to give up so fast is that they don't prepare themselves mentally to take this rejection. See, once you prepare yourself, by doing some personal development, reading, listening to some audio, some books, you already know you're going to be prepared that you're going to take some no's. And most of the times, the no is going to be from people that you're closest to. And actually, the ones that you think are going to do it the most. They always say, the ones who you think will, won't, and the ones who you think won't, will. So by doing some personal development, while you're doing your endeavor, you'll be prepared to take that rejection. I always tell everyone, look, no means not now. Everything's timing. Anything could be going on in their life. No just means not now.
What do you mentally say to yourself? Is that it? Just no is not now? If someone's just like, hey, I'm not interested. You're in the scam. Well, this is the pyramid. What's your self-talk that just allows you to... Because some people may just be devastated. Oh, if this business doesn't work, they quit. But what's going on in your mind?
Well, Simon, the thing is, I know something that they don't. So the thing is, my confidence is a little bit more there. But kind of, when I got that question so many times in my career, and I always ask them, and it's so crazy. When I try to teach my reps, when someone tells you, oh, it's one of those pyramid things, I always ask them, what's a pyramid?
Mm.
And then I stop. Do you know half of the time they can't answer that question? So pretty much it's just assumption or rhetoric that they hear from the rest of the world out there. But you have to have posture. You just have to be prepared to take that no, because they're going to come. But a lot of times, how you avoid those no's, a lot of times, and to turn into a more positive conversation, you have to find out what exactly is it that they want. Because a lot of times we get no's because we're trying to convince people to get them to do what we want to do. But we never find out what is it that they really want. Because when someone tells you what they really want, you kind of can engage in a conversation where that can avoid you from getting that harsh no.
Definitely. Can you give me an example of that? So just say can you give me an example of avoiding the no? So just say if I was frustrated in my job, but I'm really into health. How could you avoid the no? What would some people do? Maybe share a situation where most people do what they do and they get the no, as opposed to you coming from a different angle and then you won't get the no.
Okay, so what happens is this, Simon. Let's just say that I'm just Jeff out of nowhere. Say, hey man, I see that you're a go-getter and everything like that. Hey, I got this opportunity. I want you to come to my house at 7:00. Would you be available? And of course, you're looking at me like, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in going to your house and listen to no meeting. So what I would do is say, hey, how you doing, Simon? My name is Jeff. How's it going? Say, hey, look, man, I see that you work pretty hard every day. You seem like you're very ambitious. So what I would do is I would ask, what is it that you like about what you do, Simon? Okay, so, well, I like the fact that I can, I make decent amount of income. I like the fact that I have a little security, and so forth, so forth. And then what I would do is I would ask, what don't you like about what you do? Well, Jeff, I like the fact that I don't have a lot of free time. I work a lot of hours. Sometimes I come home with headaches. So now what I do is I take what he does like and what he doesn't like, and I put it in one sentence. I said, well, Simon, let me ask you a question. If I can introduce you to something where you can possibly make that same amount of income, give yourself a certain amount of, security blanket that you're looking for, but better yet, you might not have to put in as much hours and possibility down the road, give yourself some free time. Would that be something you might be interested in? Okay, well, that sounds pretty good. The reason why most person want to entertain that conversation is because I hit on what he didn't like, and I'm offering him a solution rather than just come straight out with you. You have to find out. You have to become an active listener. So I find out what he did like, and then I find out what he didn't like, and then I put the two together where I can offset what he doesn't like and also have an opportunity to continue doing what he does like. So that's kind of how I avoid my no's.
Really good stuff, MLM Nation. I'm taking tons of pages of notes here. I'm going to do a little quick recap after the show. I think I like what you said, Jeff. First of all, you complimented. You say you seem like a pretty ambitious guy, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone likes that. And then you're an active listener, and you kind of like the way you invite it is always customized to my wants. Right? Instead of not just one thing. Maybe, I wanted something else. Maybe I like a certain lifestyle. You customize it so it piques my curiosity. So I'm agreeing, with increase the chance of me agreeing to look at something instead of giving you that no.
Right.
Awesome stuff. Hey, for those who want Facebook Live, please give them a thumbs up and share this. And also, if you like these interviews, please subscribe so you get notified when we go live with these top leaders. Now, what was the aha moment for you? So that really made your business explode and really grow. I mean, you're doing well, but was there a specific event or specific person you talked to, and afterwards you got it and really took off?
Actually, a friend of mine, I haven't seen him in many years. We started out in this industry together when we were both 19, and we've known each other. He used to live here in the United States with me, and he moved out of the country, moved out of the States. And I was looking for this gentleman when I got into my current opportunity, but I went on his Facebook page. His page was no longer there. Couldn't find this gentleman. But it just, and then I got a phone call one day from, someone in my current organization. And I said, hey, look, I got this guy on the phone by name with such and such and such. And then, he asked the young lady, well, who was your upline? Well, she was like, oh, it's some guy named Jeff Simpson. So here I am asking who this guy is. Like, hey, we got this guy on the phone named such and such, and he's like, Jeff Simpson. I'm like, wait, did you say who? And he was like, "You said Jeff Simpson?" I'm like, "Did you say who?" So we both heard each other's voice on the phone. We're like, "Oh my goodness!" So the thing is, we learned the same things, back in the day in the industry. So I know what this gentleman can do. I know he's a phenomenal leader. He develops leaders, and that was my aha moment when I got back with one of my longtime friends who actually knows how to build exactly like I know how to build. And we got together, man, and then that was it. It catapulted. Things went to the next level. It's looking for that favorite business partner of yours that you haven't seen in years. That you don't have to teach him because he kind of already. You both know the same things. You learned the same things at a young age, and it's like it was a happy reunion again. And we knew we were going to grab the bull by the horns, and that's exactly what happened. And it just like that, couldn't believe it.
That is awesome. Wait, but who's the name of your friend?
Say it again.
Who's the name of your friend?
Oh, his name is Jimmy. I can name if you want me to name. His name is Jimmy Hepburn.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show. Anyone that works with you, Jimmy Hepburn. Hey, so it's all about attracting top leaders, top winners.
Absolutely.
Right. I had a question too that I kind of forgot to ask you. When you went through bankruptcy, what actually made you go to bankruptcy?
I purchased a ton of properties. I've owned, my wife and I, we owned about 12 properties. And they were all high-end properties, anywhere from $500,000 on up. We didn't own we didn't have any small-end properties. And what happened was the market crashed. The property values were upside down. So I was actually making payments on mortgages that it just didn't make any sense. And kind of like all my income went out the window because I wasn't smart. I didn't invest my money. It was only 25 at the time. All my income depleted, making payments on mortgages. I'm talking about $20,000, $30,000 worth of mortgages. And none of their values were there. They were all upside down. So, of course, after consulting with an attorney, they was like, look, Jeff, the best thing for you to do is file bankruptcy because, you're not going to get any money for these properties and you're upside down on all your properties. So that was a very depressing point in my life. And then
you were able to bounce back through network marketing.
Absolutely.
Hey, so someone actually posted here, they love your confidence. How do you stay confident? How do you get that energy? Like some people, talk to distributors, they're down and out. They want to make it happen. But how do you have your energy? What gives you confidence? How do you stay confident with such energy?
Well, I read books. I read a lot of books. The thing is, I fell before. I fell and bounced back before. And, after I fell and bounced back again and I see myself winning again, I just know that it's all up here. Because when I fell back the last time, I was that person that was sad. I was very pessimistic, didn't want to see an opportunity. And one day my wife was like, Jeff, this is not you. This is not the Jeff Simpson that I know. And, I was like, you know what, you're right. And that's it. So what it's all mentally. But it all comes from reading books. And what I've learned so many years back, I thought about all the things that I've learned back, and these things prepared me for these things. They say you're going to have a time when you're going to win it all and lose it all. But, they always say, winners find a way, and they know how to bounce back. So I always told myself I always told myself that I was a winner. And it's weird, but I do little things like I put stuff up on the wall. You can do it. You're a winner. Everyone always asks about, my car and stuff like that. Everything I've ever owned that I've ever won, Simon, it's like I put it up on the wall. Like every time before I bought a home, before I bought a car, that particular car or home, I cut out a piece of picture and I put it on the wall. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old. Even before my wife and I owned our first home. We lived in a very small duplex, and an audio CD once again told me about dreaming big. Dreaming big. We didn't even have the money, but it's something called your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is a loyal foot soldier. If your brain looks at it every day, your brain's going to find a way to make it happen. And believe it or not, that stuff really works. As weird as it sounds, it really does work. Like, I've been doing it since I was 19. And it's I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a subliminal thing, but it really works.
It definitely does work, as it worked out for me. One thing I've been doing recently too is before I go to sleep, and I learned this from Ernest Hemingway, the great writer. Like, he would write a sentence and you stop in mid-sentence, and you go to sleep. And the subconscious mind, and then when he wakes up, he start continue writing. So the book is written in his mind while he's sleeping. So like every night, I'll take down two questions. The most important question in my personal life, and the most important question in my personal life could be back a couple 2 months ago was how to rent out my house for this rent price, because I moved and my old house was being empty and we were just busy with the business. So I just wrote down, how do I rent out my house by September 1st for $3,900 a month? I wrote down, and within 10 days, a tenant just popped up and rented the place. And recently I did this at an event too. How do I sell 30 tickets to this event? I wrote it down. It's just, you're right. It's like the subconscious mind. And the people who say, that's wacky, that's crazy. I'm telling you, it works, because all people are successful. It definitely works. Pretty good stuff. How have you seen the profession change? You've been in the profession for so long. How have you seen it change over the years?
Well, that's a good question, Simon. How I see the industry change is that you can actually acquire a lot of success a lot faster. I'm very excited about this industry, because technology. Back then when I first got started, everything was face to face, belly to belly, door to door, and that goes back to one of the questions you asked me earlier, Simon. How did you build it so fast? You have technology now. You have things like webinars. You have things like screencast-o-matic.com, where you can record videos for your team to see. You have things like Google Hangouts, where you can actually do live webinars where people all over the globe can actually have access to you without you having to fly over there. My wife and I built large organizations in countries you haven't been in yet because of technology. Technology has definitely changed the game. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, because a lot of times too, people think that you can only build a business sitting in front of the computer. You still got to go out there and shake those hands, because people like to touch and feel. I'm old school. I like to touch and feel. I like to see it, I like to smell it, and people have to feel your energy. As the guest is watching, say I'm very energetic, and this is why I've always been a big recruiter, because my energy is so contagious. Like, man, that guy he's always wired up. I want the feeling he has. So it has changed, because now you can leverage technology, because back then when I was around, back then there was no such thing as internet marketing. Everything was belly to belly. But now you got people out here making 6-7 figures doing it from home, internet marketers, literally stay-at-home moms and dads, they're internet marketers, they're giving out, books, they're selling ebooks, they're giving out tips, they got blogs. I mean, people are making millions of dollars blogging. So that's how the game has changed now, because of technology.
Do you see people more open to network marketing now than before, or has it relatively stayed the same?
Oh, I see people definitely open to it more now. I'm not here to talk about politics, and I won't get into it, but our current new elected president was an advocate for network marketing. I remember him doing a speech one time in his previous company, and this is what got my attention one day. I saw a post one day, and question was asked to this president-elect. And I'm not here to talk about Democrat, Republican. I'm not here to talk about religion or politics, guys. But question was asked: if you were to lose it all, and you had to start all over again, if you lost all your businesses, all your real estate, all the massive amount of fortune, what would you do to gain it all back? His answer intrigued me. He said that I would find a good network marketing company and go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there in a nutshell tells you that this is a very, very lucrative industry. Because I'm talking about people that I don't have a college education. I was very successful in insurance, but I didn't have a college education. I'm talking about people are setting their lives, they're changing their lives, setting themselves free because of this industry. And even if you make it a couple extra $100 a month, ladies and gentlemen, that's life-changing.
Definitely. Awesome stuff. And by the way, like the former president, Bill Clinton, was another advocate for direct selling.
Absolutely.
Because direct selling creates jobs.
Absolutely.
It creates entrepreneurship. And all entrepreneurs, we create jobs. I'm sure, with your income, you have assistants that help you out with the stuff, right? I know I have virtual assistants. I have people that help me grow none of that would happen if I stayed at a current job, So
correct.
Entrepreneurs create jobs. Awesome show here. Before we go, pick Jeff's brains with some of my favorite part of the show. If you like this, please share this and also subscribe if you like these live shows so you get notified when we pop up. So, first question, just to pick your brain. These could be short answers. What is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
Dream big. The worst thing that dream big, because the worst thing that can happen is a small dream coming true. My favorite quote.
Who's that by? Do you know?
By the general name of Robert Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy. Good stuff. What is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Very consistent. Very consistent. I do the same thing. I'm very consistent, and I'm always on time.
Really good stuff. Always on time. Very. By the way, that's another thing I learned. Before network marketing, I used to be always late until network marketing taught me. Network marketing taught me that. Do you have a specific routine? Like you said, consistent. What's your typical day like?
Well, my typical day night, when I get up, I do a lot of shipping overseas. So I'm in the post office a lot. I'm in FedEx. I'm in the post office a lot. So the first thing I do is I get up because as you can see, I have boxes over there. I do a lot of shipping. So I run my rounds, do my shipping. Then I come back. I'm on the phones. I'm always on the phones. Always on the phones. I'm doing the fortunes and the follow up. I'm on the phones and I'm checking emails. Because I do have landing pages, and I'm always reaching out to my new people that visited my site. So I'm definitely I'm always on the phones, sharing what I'm doing and just following up, because the fortune is always in the follow up.
When do you actually do your personal development?
I like to do personal development at night. I like to listen to things before I go to bed, because it subconsciously just stays in you. It's like when you're mad, when you go to bed, before you go to bed, you tend to have a bad dream. I don't know if that's ever happened to you before. So I kind of try to put stuff in my head right before I go to night, because it stays there. And then I wake up, want to do something else based on, the night before.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
The best piece of advice I've ever received was to teach what you know. To make whatever made you successful, don't hold on to the information. You teach what you know, and then you teach that person to teach someone else what they know. Oh, it's made me tons of money.
Really good stuff. Teach them how to teach.
Yes.
Teach them how. What's your favorite prospecting tool? Say you have a qualified prospect. Is it sending samples? You talk about you shipping a lot of stuff. Is it sending samples, or do you do a webinar, or do you like to meet people, flip chart? What do you like?
I meet people. I like to talk to people. I like to give out free samples. My favorite.
Do you have a favorite online resource like a Dropbox or Evernote, or a favorite app on your phone that you could recommend?
I like Lead Pages. I like Lead Pages. I use Lead Pages because I do a lot of traction marketing, and Lead Pages. I like the funnel system that they have, and it kind of helps you create your own identity, because when they go into your lead page, the first person they see is you. And I like Lead Pages. Lead Pages works pretty good. Leadpages.com.
Cool. And by the way, Panya Dotson, she's super proud that you're her sponsor, and says, you are always on the phone, in big caps, always working.
She is such a superstar. I love that young lady. That young lady, I'm telling you, she's going places. Oh, wow.
Hey, that's what it takes to be successful, always working. People think that once you hit a certain income, you're lying on the beach, you're doing nothing. I think people are successful. I mean, someone like you, even if you went to the beach for maybe like a week, maybe the first day or two would be nice. You'll probably be bored out. And I say, Jeff, you can't use your phone. You just have to relax on the beach. You'll be bored out of your mind.
Right. My wife was telling me, when do you ever put that phone down? It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, that's it.
What's your vision? What drives you? What motivates you to work so hard? I mean, you've made the income. What makes you keep going?
I'm very competitive. The easiest way to get me to move is a contest. I hate being second place. I've always been in first place. I don't like to lose. And that's why I kind of teach people. That's why I always teach everyone in my organization, find something that you like and you put it up. And, the message behind that is not the actual material thing, but it's actually the ambition that, you have to go out there and make something happen, because your current situation is not going to get you there. So, that's why I would say, find something that you really, really want. And I like to use a material thing, because material things drive you. So if you shoot for the stars and hit the moon, you're doing too bad. No, it just gives you that ambition. It gives you that drive to go out there and just try harder. And, and I've been doing that for so long. putting it up on the wall, it's insane. Like if you look at my phone right now, Simon, I have right here. If you look at my phone, I'm gonna go to my home page. If you look at my phone right here, it says here paid off. It's a picture of my house. It says paid off.
I like
Still
it.
doing it. And same thing on my desktop on my computer. If you see my desktop on my computer, it's gonna say paid off because everything that's happened in my life. I put it out there before it comes to fruition.
Awesome. It's so inspiring. Hey, what's one book you could recommend to ML Nation?
The book that changed my life. It's called The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. By Catherine Ponder. Catherine with a C. The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. The first 2 chapters changed my whole life in that book.
I gotta go get it. I actually never read that. By who's it? By Catherine?
Catherine Ponder. Ponder. Catherine with a C. Many great books out there, but I've never heard no one talk about this book. The same things that I'm doing, putting things on the wall and so forth like that, I got it from that book.
Now, here's the last question, the $1 million question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here's the $1 million question. Imagine you had to start all over again and you knew no one. So you didn't even know your wife, Janella. You knew no one. Contact list was 0. But you're like an alien, then went to another planet. Okay, they spoke English. What's the first thing you do or the first place you go to find prospects and build an MLM business from scratch?
The first place I would go, well, wherever I hang out at the most, whether it's the gym or something like that, or wherever I hang out the most, even work, I will make a lot of friends. I've always been good at making friends. I will make friends right away. I mean, that's what I'll do. I won't necessarily talk about my opportunity. I'll make friends because the thing about me, I'm really good at getting phone numbers. Because I like to hang out, I like to go to happy hour, I like to go to the football games. I make friends because you warm them up once you make friends. Once you make a friend, that's it. You have to become other-centered. You can't make it in this industry becoming self-centered. You have to be other-centered. You have to be a people's person. If you're not a people's person, this is going to be a hard industry for you to be successful in.
So what's the first place you go to meet a friend right now?
First place I go to meet a friend right now? I will go to anywhere that seminars. I will go to a seminar. I meet a lot of friends in seminars. Any personal development seminars, because the thing is, they're already going for something. Their mind is gearing them to go somewhere. They're trying to better themselves. And usually seminars, they're either in an opportunity and they're trying to better their skills, or they're just looking for something. I will go to a seminar. I found most of my best prospects, most of my biggest builders have always been seminars.
You've been so good, so inspiring. As we wrap up, Jeff, any last words, advice, and then what's the best way our listeners can connect with you?
Well, the best way listeners can connect with me, of course, you can email me. My Facebook channel, my people always request, a friend requesting me. Or you can go to my website, jointhesimpsons.com, JOIN, www.jointhesimpsons.com. It's down there on my banner. www.jointhesimpsons.com. Or you can shoot me an email, jeffsimpsonjr@gmail.com. The best advice I can leave you, personal development. If you're in this industry, this is the book that did it all. It is called Your First Year in Network Marketing. If you're in this industry and you do not have this book, buy it yesterday. Everyone in my organization, because we're in network marketing. So look, if you're in my organization, this is your first assignment, is to buy this book. This is going to give you a lot of personal development. It's going to help you be able to take away those no's. And another nugget I'm going to leave you all with, because I always give nuggets. This is how I built my audience. You must teach your people how to become independent. They have to learn how to do it on their own. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to bring them to the well, but you can't make them drink the water. Don't try to make your people drink the water. Everyone has their own time. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Everyone's time is going to be different. Everyone's going to cross the finish line at a different time. But your job is to teach them how to become independent. Once you do that, you're going to move on. You're going to teach someone else. Because some people are going to get it. Some people are just going to get it faster than others.
Amazing. Hey, Jeff, hang on here. I'm going to wrap up the show and wrap up the Facebook Live feed, but I'd love to talk to you personally for a couple of minutes.
Sure,
all right.
Sure.
MLM Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you've been hanging out with Jeff Simpson. So keep up the momentum and go to MLMNation.net and type in Jeff at the search bar and the show notes and all the nuggets of wisdom that I just took 3-4 pages of notes. All the nuggets of wisdom will be right there. In order to be successful in network marketing, you must help others. So, Jeff, thanks again for sharing your valuable time with MLM Nation. We're grateful to you, and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much, Jeff, and God bless you.
Take care. Take care, everyone.
All right, so on the Facebook Live feed, we're going to wrap up the feed right now. The awesome show. Definitely connect with Jeff. I've tagged him on the post. Amazing, amazing show. Definitely just share this. Connect with him. Super good nuggets here. Like I said, I took tons of notes out there. And this show will go go live on iTunes and on podcast 2 to 3 months from now. So definitely connect with Jeff. And out there, go take action. Remember, we're in the profession to help others, so go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life today. God bless you all.